Who's making it in the back? How did they decide what to do and how to do it? How does it all work behind the kitchen door? Well, we're going to talk to a couple of experts here today. Not that they're not always experts, but we got a couple of heavyweights in the room here today, right? Chef Pascal being one, and his friend Louis Butler, the other one here.
Hey, Chef, how are you doing?
I'm very good. How are you, Chef?
Good, good to have you.
It's great to be here.
I'm happy to have you here because I know of you, and we met several times on different events, on charity events, but we never had a chance to know each other, really. And so I'm like the audience. I want to know more about you. I'm not talking about your private life, even though it's tough to have a private life when you have a job like yours. But
Well, let's introduce where he's from.
but not-
Let's tell who he
Yes.
is. Yeah.
So
let's-
you are the executive chef at Waterfront Beach Resort, the Hilton in Huntington Beach.
In Huntington Beach, yes.
a spectacular property. If I don't know why I have not been there that often. When I was there the last time for that event that you guys were at, I forgot what it was called, but it was one of these. It was like the coastal food thing or something. Wow. It's not just a beautiful resort. It's got upstairs. You've got other shops and view of the ocean. And,
Terrible location.
oh, terrible! Yeah, right across PCH, and
That's right.
and you can walk across. I didn't know there's an archway that you can walk right down into the
Yeah,
beach. I mean, wow! Why doesn't
The
everybody
best.
go there?
If you come to California, this is a place to go.
That is the place to go. And I don't know why. Maybe because I live in South County. North County seems a long way away, but I want to hear more about what he does
It's
there.
not that far. You can take your wife or your friends on the weekend. Yeah.
Shame on me for not going there more often. And I can't wait to find out more about the food and what else they do there.
Wonderful. So, Chef, okay, you had a long and very extensive journey before you became the chef of the Hilton. First, you born in Canada,
That's right, yes.
and you went to culinary school there, no?
In England. My parents were
Oh,
both
in
from
England.
London.
Yeah,
So,
and you got graduate there.
that's
You
right.
even got some special award on your graduation, something like that.
Yeah, pastries. I was kind of like pastries, but I also like cooking the hot food as well.
Well, so
I love them already. We were just talking about pastries off, and how few places make their own pastries anymore. They just buy them
Yeah.
from some vendor here.
So that
That's so
was a good start, and you were young.
Yes, very young.
Like most of the good chefs start very young. And then you moved to the U.S.
Yeah,
and-
eventually, that's right.
and start working. I think mostly at first with the Four Seasons.
Right, that's all right. 4 seasons.
And were you the opening chef at the Four Seasons in Beverly Hills?
No, I wasn't the opening chef. And my position at that time was executive sous chef.
Yeah.
So the man in the trenches, the chef in the trenches.
Yeah, and I remember, if I'm not wrong, hearing that you had a fabulous branch there.
That's right.
Was it like a champagne branch? Or
Yeah, it was-
Dom Perignon branch?
In
or
Beverly
something?
Hills, they better.
Yeah.
Come
And
on.
we,
yeah.
we saw everybody. We saw from Denzel Washington to Janet Jackson. And this is going back to the early 2000s. So, but yeah, a very extensive
I got to
branch.
jump in and ask one question. 'Cause you make it sound so easy. You say he goes and studies at culinary school, and then his first job is at the Beverly Hills
No.
Four Seasons? Or
No,
one-
it was a while to get to there.
Yeah.
I was at cooking probably 15 years before I got to Beverly Hills.
So tell all his students. He teaches at Chef Pascal teaches at Saddleback, fabulous culinary institute. I've even been over there, but it's really something. They built it on the Tustin base. They got a big thing. They built an automotive center. They built a big culinary training institute. State of the art stuff. What do you say to these kids who aspire to one day work at a big? How do you get into that kind of job? Do you have
Well, first, you have to, if you really have that passion, try to find a job, a summer job as a kid, and then see if really it's something you like. And then when you are at college level, just after high school, start to apply for culinary school, college. And but you had a little advantage on that. Your family used to
Own a
own
hotel.
hotel
Bed
bed and
and
breakfast.
That's right.
to?
And you were raised in that environment.
That's right.
And so Is that where that come from? The law?
Pretty much. So my father was a printer in Canada, and then when he hit middle age, he was just like they wanted to do something, him and my mom, and do a business together. So they ended up getting a bed and breakfast. I was washing dishes at 13 years old, helping my mom dish up, and then when it was like career day at school, I'm like I kind of like cooking, and my grandfather, which I didn't know, I never met him. He was a saucier, and he owned his own pub eventually in England as well. So
wonderful.
it's kind of in the blood. And
So you were exposed a lot to breakfast at the time because I was better breakfast. I don't think not sure you had a lunch meal or something like that.
we would do dinners.
Dinners,
So
yeah.
we did dinners.
But so
And where was this at? This is in Canada, but what
No,
city?
this was in
In
England.
England.
Oh, okay. Where?
In Somerset, a place called Minehead. It's right on the Bristol Channel, so on the ocean, not the ocean, sorry, but on a
the
body
ri-
of
the
water.
river.
Right.
That's right.
So does this that is why you become a good pastry chef because of the breakfast making, you know?
It's possible, yeah, it's
Ah.
definitely.
And so did you keep this to influence your breakfast menu at the hotels?
Yeah, definitely. What I like about now is you see different people doing different recipes, and I kind of like, oh, I want to try it. Like today, I saw somebody making cinnamon rolls, but she boiled the milk and the butter and the sugar together,
What?
cooled it down, put the yeast in. Then she also put baking soda and baking powder, and I'm like, wow. So I need to try this because, chef,
Yeah.
most recipes it's done one way, but once
Yeah.
in a while you come across like, hey, that's a little different. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And do they let you exert that? We've had other people in from some big hotel chains, and that may be one of the downsides of working for a big group like yours, a big famous property, is that you don't have as much experimentation as you would if it was your place, where you can change the menu all the time and seasonally update it. Or is that different? Do you guys change
Well,
it?
I believe tell me if I'm right or wrong. Because of your experience, this is why you got a job, and it's not really, even though it's a corporate job, they cannot say this is what you're going to do. Do you have an open door to your own creation?
Yeah, I get to create as much as possible. I do it in a democratic way where we'll do tastings and everybody can put their 2 cents in.
Yeah.
And it's always like, does it need more acid? Does it have enough fat in the mouth, or fat flavor?
So, how many food locations you oversee in the hotel?
So we have a coffee shop where we do pizzas in the afternoons and evenings. It's called Surf Hero. Henry's is our upscale dining. That's open Wednesday to
Why is it called Henry?
Henry Huntington, who
okay.
found Huntington Beach.
Yeah,
It was a
okay,
railway.
okay,
I think he
okay.
worked for the railway.
Yeah.
So that's our fine dining, open for brunch on Sundays and Wednesday to Sunday nights. Then we have Offshore 9, which is our rooftop patio, where we do a lot of shareable bites.
That sounds good.
A beautiful
Good
view,
place.
the best sunset views.
Our
in all of-
sunset must be going crazy then.
That's right. Then we have Cobble Wobble, which is a Sammy Hagar concept.
They all, he had a partner there, and they're all still involved in it.
Yes, he was in like 2-3 weeks ago. Came in. He's still touring quite a bit, so
We got
don't
to meet
always see
Sammy.
him.
We got to get Sammy
Yeah.
Hagar in here. Van Halen.
With
and all
some
that.
tequila.
I went to the
Yes.
first Cabo Wabo when it opened up in
Mexico?
In Mexico, yeah,
Uh-huh.
in Cabo San
Cabo,
Lucas,
yeah.
and it was a hit. And then I didn't know he'd done
Crazy
other ones.
place, so packed,
Yeah.
And but if people may not know, in a kitchen like yours in the hotel, you have different sections. That each section take the breakfast, the overnight, the graveyard, and then you have a pantry, and then you have
Room service.
room service, and you have the catering kitchen.
Yeah.
That's right. We do a lot of banquets. We do a lot of group business. We have over 500 rooms. So
So take me inside that world, because a normal restaurant is one thing. Chef Pascal did French food, his French food. Others do, fast casual, or they do fun food. Or a caterer does just catering, makes it in big quantities. How do you oversee your operation does all of that, from little room service all the way to giant banquets, and then upscale dining in between? That would seem like a challenge.
Yeah, can you? Yeah, I'm a client. Can you customize the menu?
yeah, definitely, especially for catering and stuff. So when I would talk to students, a lot of times, like I also worked at the private club at the Center Club
Oh,
for
that's what I
almost
was
10
going to
years.
get at.
So the good thing with hotels and private clubs and some other places, you're going to see everything. Like if you wanted a Italian wedding, or if you wanted a Hawaiian wedding, or or a Hawaiian theme party, we'll do it. But I always say, if you're going to go to a French restaurant, you're not going to ask them to cook Italian food for
No,
you.
I wouldn't
you're,
think so.
You're going there because you want their French food, or vice versa if it's Italian. So that's the good thing about clubs or hotels. You're doing a number of different
So talking about
variety.
that, how many different type of cuisine you have in the hotel?
So Henry's is more French, but French American. Upstairs, Offshore 9 is more bites, almost like a little bit, not quite tapas, but similar sort of thing.
Can have a Californian Spanish.
That's it, like a flatbread, some sliders. We do chive biscuits with a crispy chicken breast, little chicken sliders, all fresh, all homemade in house.
And these are all open to the public. Why does that amaze me? I somehow think, we were talking beforehand, that hotels and resorts are there primarily to cater to the guests who are staying there. They want them to stay on the property. They want them to have a full range from breakfast to dinner and catering and everything in between. And yet, you said beforehand that you're really encouraging, looking to get people to come in.
Food and beverage is a big part of the revenue of hotel.
I would think,
So let's say you have a half season. Okay, in winter is going to be slower, but your restaurant and dining is still open, and you need to bring revenues. And so you can go in, walk in, and say, "Oh, I'll just go to the Sunset Terrace." Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah, definitely.
Wonderful. You don't have
You
to
can
check,
just walk off
don't
the
have
street.
to check in, no luggage, nothing. You go straight up.
Because somehow I'm always intimidated, I've said before on other shows, to go to a resort to eat with my friends, because I think somehow I won't know where to go. I got to pay for parking. I got to find it. I got to wander the resort and look for it here. But I didn't feel that at all when I went into your place. It felt like I could just walk in off the street and find these places.
Everybody is very helpful there, very professional.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely too. For the locals, we offer free valet or discounted valet. So
Oh, wonderful. And so, how do you decide on how you finalize new menus? How many executive sous chefs you have?
so I have one executive sous, and then I have some chef de cuisines. I have I have a banquet chef and banquet sous chef, and then two chef de cuisines. And
Which would be what? Somebody that specializes in some cuisine or something like the fine
So,
dining or something?
That's right. Henry's has a chef de cuisine. Cobble Wobble has a chef de cuisine. So he's in charge of that kitchen only.
You know the logistic of that? Because every day you have to fill up a requisition and to get your food coming into you for the next day. It's a lot of logistics.
The sheer volume and the sheer diversity of it. I would think that would be crazy, because a typical restaurant, you know what you buy, you have vendors for that, and you in a weekend you kind of figure out how much you're going to go through, and maybe it's a guessing game, maybe it's based on experience. But you've got a wide variety of menu items, from little bites to fancy food to breakfast to other catering. This event is a wedding this weekend. How do you figure out how much and where? And that management of the food has got to be immense.
Well, each chef de cuisine or the banquet chef will do their own ordering. I mean, every so often they'll come, and same thing if I'm doing it. it's like we have 500 people, how much chicken breast, and if it's a buffet, we figure out how many ounces per person and divide it by pounds, and that's what we end up ordering.
When I work in a hotel, you have to make sure your food is on the right shelf. Because if you
Your
get
food is on the right shelf. What does that mean?
I mean, if it goes to different shelves, they will go to different kitchens.
Oh,
You have your own space in the walk-in cooler.
oh
you know?
yeah.
That's
Very
right.
important.
It's got to be immense. I mean, you've got to have
And
big storage.
sometimes something get missed because somebody, oh, I forgot to let's
They'll
grab
just
this.
take it. That's right. That's very true.
Oh, yeah, my chicken breast. so, so it's amazing the organization, and because I've seen in hotel, you have, I don't know if you do that. You have clipboards, and you put all the, it's called a bio, when people write down the name of the party, how many people, when, timeline, and then the menu, and sometimes you have to staple them because you have 5, 6, 7, 10 gone
big
to the
ones.
ground.
That's right.
And so the coordination there is unbelievable because you can have 3, 4 parties, the same party at the same time. No?
That's and then Christmas time, every room is full. Like those 2 big Saturdays when everybody wants their Christmas party, the hotel is just jam packed.
Wow. That's amazing.
So, as an executive chef, having never worked in a hotel, having never really seen what an executive chef does, are you still on the front line cooking, or are you now managing and overseeing and buying? And do you still keep your hands in the cooking part of it?
Yeah, more so when I first started. I've been there almost 5 years now. It was 2021 when I first started, so we were still coming out of COVID. So I was on the line a lot. Not so much now. Every so often, if I'll break somebody. California laws, everybody has to take their break within 5 hours. So if I can't find somebody to fill in, I'll fill in.
Good.
And then, yeah, I'm usually doing something.
No, it's very important. And but also when you first went there, you wanted to give your food philosophy, so you train staff, and then so you don't have to watch everybody cooking all the time. And
So, what is your food philosophy? Now, you opened the door there. I never thought about it. What is your food philosophy?
Me?
Are you dictatorial like Chef Pascal was here?
well, me, I was French then.
That's it. You're only allowed to say one thing. Oui, chef. No chef, oui, chef.
When you were talking about French, so when I finished culinary school, my parents wanted because I have a brother and I have 2 sisters, they wanted us to take over the hotel, and I'm like, no, I want to go back to Canada and learn, like work in the hotels. I need to learn a lot more. I had only 2 years of culinary. So I put in my name all over the place, and I was hoping Holiday Inn would call me. This was the early 80s.
Why? Yeah.
I don't know, because it was the early 80s. Four Seasons called me, and they weren't big back then. But when I got in the kitchen...
You're disappointed to be the Four
Well, I
Seasons.
was just
I
like-
really wanted the Holiday Inn.
But,
There was no Gordon Ramsay there.
No, right?
but you know what? As soon as I got in there, the executive chef was French, the executive sous chef, I knew I was in the right place. I'm like,
I know there was a time of change. Of the gastronomy got better and better in England at that time.
well,
And
this
then-
is
and then
Canada,
oh,
though,
Canada,
but yes, definitely,
thing.
same as here, I think,
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I wasn't here back then, but
I wouldn't picture the Holiday Inn as being a great
no, well, just back
culinary
then,
experience, right?
that
A big
was what
chain,
I thought.
but yeah, right.
And then I think too, what we have nowadays, like back in the 80s, we were cutting our own chicken breasts, Frenching them, turning all the vegetables.
Even
now,
in a big hotel like that or something?
in the big,
You
well,
were on the West Coast, Ottawa? Or?
yeah, Ottawa, so more East Coast,
Yeah,
more East Coast.
More East Coast, okay.
Because chefs always lamenting the fact that nobody does that anymore. They just buy portions,
Well-
stuff,
Well,
and everything.
Not
You
on-
do, but
not under my...
I know, but isn't that true? A lot of the big chains are just going to portions.
yeah,
and
but
pre-cut
the
and everything.
reason I do that, and if I was not, I will still do that, because I always own and operate my own business.
Yeah,
So I know
could do that.
I know what to do to have a good food cost.
right.
And so
But am I
yeah,
wrong? Do the big chains decide somebody else is going to
Depend-
cut it and portion it and do
if
all
you
these
have
things for
if you have a chef that's really conscientious about the food cost on minimal waste, especially now. It's a big deal. There's a no waste kitchen we try to have, and so yeah, butcher. Butcher your own meat, butcher your own chicken, butcher your own fish if you can.
What do they do at the Hilton? Do you just buy
A
it and
mix of
save it?
both.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously for banquets,
Oh yeah, if you need
500 or
500
something.
chicken
that's right.
breasts and all, you
Nobody's
spend
gonna
half
take
a
the
day.
time to cut that up. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, chicken breasts we don't debone. Like we used to get the whole chickens and debone everything, and the legs. If we didn't use the legs at the time, would go to staff meal.
You
And
mean you don't do coq au vin?
yeah,
Does anybody do cocoa van anywhere? I don't know.
I will
You
do it for brunch sometimes.
Yeah, okay.
So we do big Thanksgiving brunches, Easter, Mother's Day, and I'll always put a couple of dishes from Henry's, like a beef bourguignon or coq au vin,
Really? Okay.
onion soup or something.
Chef,
you
I
know.
was privileged to have one. He cooked at a party I went to, a group of friends, and he brought beef bourguignon. I don't know that I'd had that since I was a kid. That's a dish I don't see often anymore.
No,
Such a
that's so
classic.
good. Yeah.
You know, it's a, even though people think a stew, it's just a stew. No, it's very special. There are different stage and step to get to a good product. So, tell us now, you mentioned that Sunday brunch, is it buffet style or it's more
So in Henry's, no, it's just plated
plated?
brunches.
Different
But you have
menu.
what combinations, champagne, or probably other
Yes,
things. You
we
throw
do
together.
champagne towers. We're called. It's kind of like a fountain, like a champagne fountain.
Oh, cool.
So we'll put 2 bottles of champagne in for a 4 top or something
Wow,
like that.
sounds
So
good.
So
yeah, it's
there's a
very-
show to it.
Do you eat?
Yes.
You eat or do you just drink?
Oh, you can do both, whatever, whatever you like.
And and is it really, is it any entertainment, music? Or?
Yes, definitely. Right now we're doing kind of like a DJ, kind of like a Vegas vibe, house music, sort of. Not like really hard.
Not
Pounding
Sammy Hagar and they're pounding
No,
away.
we'll play Sammy Hagar and Cobble Wobble, but not in Henry's. So yeah.
I got asked a question that I'm most curious about. Not only how you run such a complex operation like that with so many different types of cuisines, so many different types of customers, so many different types of items there. Do you guys find yourself at the front trying to experiment and trying to lead and trying to be interesting, or are you just following whatever the guests want? You know what I'm saying? Are you somehow I don't think of hotels as being the cutting edge of cuisine, because people are coming with an expectation. I'm staying here, I'm paying a lot of money, I want this. I may not want to be experimental. But in Vegas, clearly that's changed in the last 10, 20 years. Very experimental, very unique stuff. So what do you find here?
Well, yeah, you have the choice, you know.
Yeah.
You have the choice to go to a specific chef fine dining or generic brunch in Vegas. But here, this is, I think, it's more chef mastered. You know.
Yeah, we're making our own English muffins for brunch.
There you go.
Using capricola instead of Canadian bacon. We're making little flatbreads for some of the things. We make our own pizza dough for the pizza. So yeah, whatever we can make in house, we're making.
And how do people respond to that? Because they're coming from all over the world. Do they have an expectation of what they're going to be served, or are they willing to be experimental and try things and appreciate the fact that you're doing these things yourself?
I think both. But what I also say to some of my chefs where they don't want to deviate from the menus, there's people that are going to be at hotels that don't really expect to be there, want it to be there. But again, as I say, if you wanted to go to an Italian restaurant, you're going there because you want to go there, or a French restaurant. Or a hotel, sometimes you might be there just meeting somebody, or having a meeting or a conference. So, and then you really want, sometimes the most memorable meals that I've had isn't like the old studio montage or Alain Ducasse.
Now you talk about montage. Chef Louis, Chef Butler, work also the surf and sand.
That's a famous one. Yeah.
Yeah, you are the executive sous chef cuisine with a very good chef, Ron Perjury, which was French trained,
Right.
and it's a small kitchen, different than the resort. Small kitchen, but they used to do fantastic. They still do fantastic job.
So you mentioned your owner lives locally because you're a franchise? Somebody
They-
owns it and then,
yes.
and then it's a franchise of the...
Yes, that's right. It's a franchise in
So
Hilton.
the restaurant, like the Cabo or
Cabo
the
Wabo.
restaurant, are they different operators?
No, it's all one operator. Sammy Hagar takes a little bit of fees for
Yeah.
using his name.
So he's
and
got
stuff.
the brand and
That's right.
he licenses the use of the brand and stuff, and they probably have a certain image and a guideline they want it to be. All the Cabo Wabos would be
Can
kind
you
of the
can
same.
you open the Pascal?
We could open one. We could try that. So I guess I was getting, I'm not trying to get you in trouble here, but your owner may be listening today. Shout out, you got a spectacular place there.
Yes, it's awesome place.
Does he want to be at the front of culinary stuff, or does he want to just serve his guests, whatever? Because he's got a wide audience from local to international, from banquets to business people here. So do they try and just keep it up to date and generic? We've got some of this and some of that, or are they really trying to be?
If I may say something,
Yeah,
you know, in hotels and resorts like this, you have a team of food and beverage management.
yeah,
And
big team.
it's like a fashion publication. You know, you have to get together and say, okay, what's next? What are we going to do in the next season? And so everybody pitch in. And I think that's what it is. And you have a weekly meeting and then to
Yes.
update everything.
But I would think all chefs are always trying to push the limits and be creative. And then I picture corporations as saying, tone that down. We don't need so much of that
That could
in
be
there.
too.
No, yes and no. I mean, they definitely want us to do whatever we want to do, and everybody's taking pictures with Instagram or whatever.
right.
So you want it to look nice and obviously taste nice too.
Wonderful. So, one thing I know, I did touch your personal life, but you play guitar.
I play guitar. So I had a guitar like many years ago. I'd play once in a while, but since I started at the Hilton like 5 years ago, I'm like, I'm gonna practice an hour every day at least,
Wow.
unless I'm not in town or something,
Wow.
right? But so
And are we gonna? Do you ever get a chance to showcase your work there? Do you
I think I need another
Do you
5
play
years.
in the lobby or something here?
Well,
Like they said, the guy playing the piano.
We're just asking now. maybe you never asked.
Well, do you know Kathy Thomas?
Yeah.
I did 2 videos. Well, actually 3. One time when I was at Serpent's Hand, and she said, because she has a little talk, and she said you wouldn't know how many chefs are musically inclined as
Really?
well. You
Okay.
know, so
I wouldn't know
so
that.
like maybe the artistry runs through the veins. I don't know.
Well, we think we are artists. And
That's right.
it's a creative work, you know. It's a love, it's a passion, like music. But also, you like to go run and jog,
Run.
especially you go out of the hotel, go on the beach and do
No,
some
I-
jogging.
I haven't here, no. I've done, like, this was 20 something years ago. I did Boston Marathon twice, so finished it twice.
That's
so,
pretty serious running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Fantastic.
so I was at the Four Seasons in Vancouver when I really got into running. So I would do a lot of races and stuff.
So what's the biggest misconception? People know the property, have driven by the property. It's prominent, right on the beach, right on PCH there, right across the beach rather, on PCH. What is it that people don't know about the waterfront beach resort that you just like, I wish they knew this. Why don't they know this?
Well, we have the best food on the street.
See, there you go.
Oh, we have pools. If you want to, you can get day passes, or if you want to stay.
You can get a day pass? I would never think, I would think that's just for the guests.
No, actually, I mean, obviously July 4th and times like that, we
Clearly.
not going to give you day passes, but yeah. We have some pools. We have a lot of activities. We do bonfires at the beach at night.
Really? See? Okay. Did you know they did bonfire? My wife adores that whole idea. My daughter, too, of bonfires at Huntington Beach. They used to allow you to, I think they've cut that back.
I'm
but
not
they
too
used to-
crazy about marshmallow, though.
Aren't you? Oh.
So
Burnt on a stick.
yes. Uh, so that's wonderful. Yeah, and this is open to the guests, of course.
Yes.
So it's like being on a cruise. You sign for an activity. There's some
That's
special
right. Yeah,
activities.
definitely. And we have bike rentals
That's
at
why
the
we
beach.
call it a resort, because you have options.
And there's a spa as well.
Yeah,
We were
yeah.
just working on a spa menu. We're about to launch it within the next couple
And what
of
does
weeks.
a spa menu look like, you guys? Is
So-
it to have to all be healthy?
Healthy, not a lot
obviously?
of salt, right?
What else
Yeah.
do you put in a spa menu?
You go to massage and then you eat.
Well, but what do you eat? You don't eat steak or something. You don't eat. You got to have some
No,
special.
it is probably more of a, not a gimmick, but it's really, it's oriented to healthier food, fresh fruit and
It's got to match
vegetables
what you
and-
just went through. It's
Yeah.
got to feel like it's part of it, not
yeah, exactly.
not like, oh, now I'm going to cut loose and have 10 pounds of beef or something.
Yeah, yeah. You have a good spot on your watermelon martini,
Watermelon martini. Well, yeah, that's probably hip. So, what are the trends these days? Well, that's one of the things I'm always trying to get at too. What's in, what's out? What's hot, what's not? What? Where is dining going these days? You've got all these different palettes coming in the door. What are
that's
they
a good
looking for?
point. People want to, because at one time, a lot of hotels went to steaks, and then a lot of hotels went more Asian fusion
I
cuisine.
see a lot of those. You go travel
So
around. Yeah.
do you see some influence like that for the?
Or what's your
A
trends?
little
yeah.
bit. But my question is, and maybe you can answer this, Chef Pascal, where are steakhouses going now for the new? Because if you think old steakhouse very dark,
Yes.
old cocktails, velvet paintings on the walls or whatever.
Right. Big booths.
Yeah, but for the younger generation or the hip, where is that going? You know?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure that out. Somebody told me
You mean
What's
they will bring an older crowd with not?
but more hip.
Yeah.
I'll give you some answer that just as a public.
ahead.
So I'm of a certain age, an aging baby boomer here, and everything you said was the image of a steakhouse. Dark. You had to feel kind of dressed up to go there. Big booth, all that kind of stuff. And my buddies, particularly when I used to go out and had other jobs and we'd go to a convention or something here, everybody had to go to a big steakhouse. You were the bunch of guys that had to go to a big steakhouse. I look at my son-in-law, who's in his 30s now, who's a successful banker. He manages a branch and stuff. Look where he and his buddies go. They don't want to go to a cigar steakhouse and have martinis.
Every hotels have tried the traditional steakhouse. The Ritz-Carlton did that,
Ritz-Carlton, right?
and the Bourbon Steakhouse at the Monarch Beach, and they're having difficulties because
Because I don't think, I guess that's my core question. I look at the 30-year-olds who now want to dress cool again. They want to dress like the Rat Pack. They want to bring back all these cocktails, the old-fashioned and the and all these cocktails that I grew up my father drinking or something here. But I don't think they're big steak eaters, and I don't think they want that fancy, dark feeling that they associate with the Vegas hotel or something. That's not what they're looking for when they go out.
I did experience that about a month ago with family that live in this area of Redland.
Redlands, okay.
And we went an old, I don't know how many years, there probably 6 years, steakhouse restaurant.
Yeah.
There. Dark, and of course, a beautiful booth. Everybody,
Right.
It's only
Everybody
booth.
knew what a steakhouse looked like.
Yeah, and pictures of Hollywood stars all over the room. Yeah.
Right. The Rat Pack, right.
It's very kind of historical, but food is fine, but not exciting.
It's dated.
Yeah.
It's dated. It's yesterday. So I don't know if that's true of everybody, just my anecdotal evidence, but I look at the young crowd, the young guys, like my son-in-law hangs out with, and believe me, they like to be cool and hip and drink well and eat well and dress well, probably more than we did. We were old hippies. We didn't want to dress that great. We rejected the kind of martini culture that my father had and stuff here. Having said that, we all wanted to have a good steak. I don't see that's not the first choice. They say, let's go get a big steak somewhere. Anywhere.
No, I think now you
They're not grilling steaks at home. My dad used to grill steaks at
Sure.
home, right?
Right, that's true.
Somehow they want something more creative, interesting, not quite as heavy, and something different. They'd be more into the kind of the fusion foods, I think, here.
Yeah, or small bites.
Small bites, big.
When you do at the top of the hotel, it's terrace, more tapas type.
I think tapas is in. I still think
And,
that's a hot thing.
and-
So I don't know how you make a steakhouse work
So,
today here.
Tapas, yeah.
You know, it's no steakhouse is this time.
Nobody gets surf and turf. That was the ultimate thing. You pay
The
premium to
most
have
expensive.
the most expensive, and if you're really going to get big steak and a big lobster tail, and that was in a big martini or a scotch or
or the
something.
seafood tower.
Seafood towers, yeah.
towers.
Because I don't think they're eating massive amounts of food like that anymore. There used to be restaurants they would just serve you so much you couldn't eat it, and that
Yeah,
you
yeah.
felt was good.
Yeah.
Am I reading too much into this? Is that what you're seeing in your place here?
No, I think you're hitting the nail on the head. Do you think people are eating less than they used to?
I think they are.
Probably.
I think because they're conscious of weight and they're conscious of diet and they're
Well, yeah, but this is new because even still a couple years ago, everybody was all about the tomahawk beef.
the tomahawk steak, the huge
Yeah.
one.
And but you never finish it, and
No.
you
Take it home.
you pay a big price because you pay for the weight of the bone.
Yeah,
So,
and it never
for me,
tastes as
doesn't
good the
make
next
sense.
day.
And then you have to buy the sides and things like that.
That's
So-
right.
And you need to have somebody very good on the grill to make it right. So
How about the other one that always drives me crazy is I love seafood, and I'm from the Midwest, so I came to California seeking seafood. It's on the sea. I don't see a lot of, there are some, but I don't see a lot of great seafood places. If it is, it's wrapped up in sushi and
Right.
I don't know, 14 different fusion things they put together, sauces or sides or things and stuff here. Just going to get a big swordfish or mahi or something. I don't know. Do you guys serve just real seafood
Yeah,
restaurants?
definitely.
And is that still popular? That seems to kind of gone the way of the steak. I don't want just a thing. I don't want to get.
well, people who travel from the local or from out of state, they are right there. They see the ocean, so they want to see a good selection of fish. Some saltfish, some mahi, some yellowtail.
Like oysters. Oysters are still
Oysters,
very
oh, yeah.
popular.
I love oysters.
Yeah. Like where we sell a ton of oysters. So.
I got a text from my best friend,
Okay, all right.
and
He's calling in. He's sort of texting you questions here.
she said that the considered as a kind of fine dining, but still a real steakhouse, the winery restaurant.
There you go.
They have a good selection, even though they have one on the water, but also very well oriented into meat.
So let me add to her question because I agree with what she's saying. That's a great exception to the rule that maybe steak is not quite the steakhouse thing is kind of stale and not as popular as it once was. I go with wine too. I'll bet you sold a ton of wine at your French restaurant. I don't know of a ton of places having a huge wine list
Wine list,
anymore.
Yeah.
You had that guy, wine sommelier, the guy who helps restaurants, and he said they do a poor job building their wine list. They don't have
Well-
a thought out list, and not just an extensive list. They
Actually,
don't have
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can tell us. Maybe people drink more when they stay in a hotel. They don't have to drive home. So
You would think, but I don't know. Again, I don't see people going out and buying bottles of wine like they used to, or looking for different wines, or having the sommelier come over and recommend stuff. That kind of was that image of the steakhouse or the seafood restaurant. There was something about that experience that you had to have
Yeah.
a bottle of wine
Well,
with it.
the
I think
other-
they're more likely to get tequila or scotch or something else or whatever.
The other restaurant is it could be considered as a steakhouse, upscale fine dining, Mastro.
Mastro's is still the exception. Everybody's
Yes.
packed and everybody goes there, and it's the old world exception to the rule.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why, but
Yeah,
it-
that because it's more than just dining and drinking. It's the whole thing to be there, people watching, and the whole
Exactly.
thing.
It's a place to be seen, and you go there showing you're successful, or to feel successful, or to be successful. It's a big
Well,
permission.
that's very Orange County.
Yeah, very Orange County. Yeah, I'm not so much what I'm eating, but who's seeing it and everything. So, what do you think about wine? Is wine, because wine sales are down? they
Well,
tell me
all
over there?
alcohol sales are down. They're
Yeah.
losing billions of dollars. Like this new generation is
Yeah.
is drinking maybe the energy drinks and coffees, but
Yeah, mocktails and stuff here.
but yeah, all the alcohol is the sales are down, you know, and
My
we
son-in-law, who makes a good living managing a bank, would never buy a bottle of wine ever, ever. Partly because he doesn't know, and partly because he doesn't want it.
Talking about that, I've kind of read something about you doing some winemakers dinner.
yes, we're doing Levente's coming up in 2 weeks.
Levendi.
Levendi, sorry, yeah.
Levendi, I just got an invitation, and Levendi is fabulous winery, and Steve and everybody there are amazing.
So how are
keep me
wine
po- keep me
dinners
posted.
working? Yeah, because I used to love going to wine dinners. That's something I don't see as much.
People still like it.
That's
the
right.
wine dinners,
Because the winemakers
either
there.
winemakers or the winery owner, and they mostly they're local wines. They're from Napa, Sonoma.
Yeah, they're
Central
not going to bring in
Coast.
French wines or something here.
And we're gonna do Camus probably October, November.
Oh, that's a big
We're
one.
gonna do Camus dinner.
And when
too,
you
so-
match them, are we matching them with just traditional dishes, or are you being creative and
No,
doing?
being creative.
Yeah.
This Levante wine dinner, all my sous chefs, all my chef the cuisines, whatever, are going to do a course. Each one is
Oh,
doing a different
wow.
course, so
Cool.
it'll be fun.
Including Cabo Wabo and stuff like that?
Including a couple. We did a wine dinner back in May, I think it was, and we had Chef Bracton, Bill Bracton from
Yeah.
Bracton's Kitchen. We had the old chef who's now at the Griffith Club. He did a course as well. I did a course.
Let me
and-
know if you want the French course.
Yeah,
Little beef
Yeah.
bourguignon,
next
a
time,
little coq au vin,
maybe for the
something.
Camus or whatever.
Yeah, Camus would be good because they have a lot of Bordeaux blend style
Very
wine.
nice.
So I would love to be in.
What's your favorite wine?
Nobody's after
the
asking
one?
that.
The one I'm going to have tonight.
The one I haven't had yet.
That's the best answer.
No, but what do you? That's an interesting question, because I would assume, I wasn't an expert of your previous restaurant. It was so famous. I can't recall. You must have had a big wine list. You must have paired
No,
wine all the time.
no.
No,
I have actually a 2-page wine list.
really? Okay.
Sometimes we went to 3, but really knowing there's no reason to put every popular wine on your wine list.
Okay.
If you can personalize a wine that match your food and make it also more from more small wineries. I didn't like big names. I won't say any big names.
Okay.
And mass production.
Right.
So more boutique wines.
But yet, that's what the customer. If they know wine at all, they're going to know the big names. They're going to walk in and look
but
for
this is what the
Mondavi or I don't know,
dining
something or
room
whatever.
service come to you, and we will take your wine order. Say, there's something you should try. Maybe you never had the Grenache. Maybe you never had that Rhone blend from Paso Robles. No, why don't
I
you
would
try
think
that?
those would sit on your menu forever because nobody would try them.
No, there's more and more interest into that. People want to know, and if you tell them a story
The story's the key. If you can tell them a story.
behind
yeah.
the wine, or people say, "Oh, okay, let's make it an experience."
And I always argued that if they enjoy it, they will come back because it's the only place they can get that. And then they want to be an expert and tell everybody else,
most
oh,
of
let me
the-
tell you the story of this. you know.
Most of these wine, you don't find them in the wine
Right.
shop, and because it's more boutique and but it's a pain for the restaurant because sometimes you have to buy direct from the winery, so it's
Right.
give more vendors, and so no. Wine will never go away, especially in California.
No, I'm not saying, but I don't think it was the centerpiece of the experience. So often was the wine, and a bottle of wine was more in California than anywhere else. It was the assumption you had to have wine with fine dining. Now they try everything.
Yeah.
Beer.
And but the food and beverage management always say, do something wine friendly. Write a menu with a wine pairing, and say a suggestion of wine with each dish.
So it encourages them to buy wine.
Yeah, and
Because one goes with the other.
wine by the glass is a big deal still. So
Yeah, you make money on that,
Yeah.
definitely.
so
Well, your
And-
friend was saying that not many people are pushing like half bottles and other sorts of things.
I
with it.
thought about wine by the glass. If you don't, if you're not afraid to charge the price, one or one and a half serving pay for the bottle cost,
Right.
and the rest is profit.
Because the fear is it doesn't get consumed and then it goes stale or bad.
Yeah,
or
but now you have ways to kind of
the special
put
the
some gas,
The gas,
gas
yeah.
and stuff.
and,
Yeah.
so, and one thing I don't want to forget to talk about it. You were the chef at the Center Club.
That's right.
And when I post I did a presentation for today's show, and we had responses that people that loved you there, they're still members. Now it's called the Park Club,
The Park Club, yes.
but you were very popular at the Center Club.
And the center, how long ago were you at the Center Club? A couple years ago?
So I've left 2021. And
I
I started 2010.
Our studio, before we were here at UCI, was in that office tower right across from the Center Club,
Oh,
right
wow.
at Bristol and Sunflower there. And I'm telling you, half of the show hosts that I had come in, half of the guests, either were on their way to the Center Club or for lunch or brunch or dinner or having come back. That was the
So
hot
popular.
spot in town. And I'm sorry that COVID kind of killed that. And they've been trying to restructure it and find their way ever since. But
It's
that
still
was
a
the
beautiful
place.
club,
Beautiful.
but it became a little bit more private.
Yeah.
And the Center Club was really an Orange County hub.
It was. If you wanted to go see where the cool people, the hip people, the especially the business people, the young business types, they
That's
were at the
right.
Center
So
Club
I
here.
didn't know you were the chef there for 11 years.
So Chef Bruno, did you ever meet Chef Bruno? He was 16 years there before me. So in 26 years, there was just 2 chefs.
Oh my
at this-
goodness!
at
No,
the
I
same
didn't know that.
restaurant.
That's a story right there.
So
Well, quite a testament because
Yes.
everybody loved the Center Club.
thank you.
So did you go back to the Park Club?
I
later?
have not been through the doors
Why
since
don't
then.
we?
I will.
Let's go have lunch sometime.
Yeah,
there.
definitely.
You're friends with the young guy
He
who's
knows
Yeah.
pretty
Chef-
creative,
Chef-
the young Asian guy that's
Yeah, Chef Daniel. Yeah.
Daniel,
Daniel,
right.
that's right.
Yeah, amazing chefs. Oh, but who has more of a Pacific Asian influence into his cuisine.
I follow him on Instagram, so I see what
Very
they're doing. Stuff.
creative,
Yeah,
very
very nice stuff.
How do you guys keep up with each other here? Do you follow now Instagram and just see what they're cooking, or do you go taste and try?
We nosy. We,
Yeah, I think so.
you
Yeah.
know, and but it comes back to us too because I see some posts on Instagram or some on Facebook, and the same chef will respond to my post as well. So it's very important. It's a networking between chefs.
So, do you have a style? I mean, you have to oversee many styles. I'm not saying Chef Pascal has style, but your guest here, does he have a style? What if I just turned you loose and you could do anything? What is it that you cook? What is it that you prefer?
Well, like as
Specialized.
I started the Four Seasons in the early 80s, and it was all French chefs, so I'm pretty partial to French cuisine, but I also like to push it to maybe be a little lighter if possible. The
Less
The-
butter in the sauces and all that
yeah,
stuff.
I mean, that definitely makes it taste a lot better.
Which is
but-
what California cuisine was. That's my impression of
Yeah, I
it.
was going to say that.
It's just,
The influence of California cuisine was kind of not Pacific Rim, but Pacific and a little bit of Italian, southern France, Mediterranean. So because of,
It's sort of like French
same
food
climate.
light.
Yeah.
French, yeah. Well, yeah. Back in the days, they used to put sauces on heavy sauces because they weren't getting the fresh fish or the meat like we do today.
Cover it up.
That's it. But
Being heavy sauce.
Put a little
but
That's why
béarnaise on
the
everything. here.
American way to call it sauce is gravy.
Yeah,
I
right.
hate gravy.
I hate gravy too. Oh my God, you're the first person ever I could admit that to. As a kid, of course, I grew up in the Midwest. Everything is covered in
Even
gravy.
at Thanksgiving, I don't eat
Oh,
gravy.
everything.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving is just I can't taste
'Cause
what's
for
under
me,
it.
gravy is a sauce that
Just kills everything. Huh?
yeah, that gets rich because you put flour or roux
Yeah.
into it. So, you know.
Good. I'm going to play this for all my family who are always beating me up because I won't eat gravy. My aunt used to say, "You used to say it was that yucky stuff." I don't want it. I want to taste the food. I don't taste the
Sauce.
gravy.
Sauce.
Yeah, sauce. So all right. So French would be a thing if you try if you go out and someday in your old age, like Pascal here, you're going to open up your own restaurant, and it's going to be a little long after you've
Maybe.
retired from the Hilton here.
Every chef have always a little thing
project.
in mind. Say, maybe I should have my own. You know? So, but
And what would it be? Would it be French food, or would it be?
Or even a little bakery would be kind of nice too.
Now you're
you
talking.
know?
Yeah,
There's this guy in Arizona. I don't know if you see him. He has a lineup and he opens the window and he says, "How's
yeah.
everybody doing?" And then
a couple
opens
of
the
pastry
stores.
chefs do that
Yeah,
in Paris.
And
you can-
he went to Paris
Yeah,
for a little bit.
You can see they have a open kitchen window on the street, and people are there watching,
Peeking in.
Peeking in. It's
Definitely.
amazing, very popular, and then you wait.
So what is the state of dessert? That's another common question asked. I love dessert. I have a super sweet tooth. Desserts have been in decline most of my life. Restaurants don't make them anymore because they don't serve enough of them. People don't buy them. When I go out with my family and friends, nobody wants dessert but me. They all groan because they want to go and I want to have dessert. What is the state of dessert today?
Well, I think since COVID, we went down, like, took maybe 5 dessert items off, and we were
Really?
like running at 3 or 4, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed that,
Yeah,
Chef,
yeah.
but and then it's usually like a creme brulee or some kind of chocolate cake or mousse cake or
Chocolate
something.
cake. Out of a chocolate cake.
You know,
yeah.
Sunday brunch, cheesecake still popular.
Cheesecake,
Yeah.
yes, definitely.
So
But is it nothing more than that? Is
No.
it, do people not
No.
crave?
People like little thing like brownies, you know, and they really like that.
Yeah, a little
chocolate
cookie,
bite.
something. Yeah, right.
Oh, earlier in the show, you had somebody who's making
Ice cream. Yeah, on the last show
It's
here.
gonna be
Yes.
a brand new,
And they're making ice cream. Yeah, right.
brand new style of ice cream
Right.
shop.
Mexican ice creams, other flavors and stuff that you don't normally see. And they were talking about the fact that many people come in. Again, ice cream was the favorite dessert in the Midwest. Your parents took you out for a thing of ice cream, Baskin and Robbins or
Yeah,
someplace
yeah,
there. And that, I won't say it's gone, but it has definitely declined. People, and if they do, now it's more of the sorbets and stuff. I discovered sorbets when I came out here.
So, do you serve ice cream maybe on the poolside?
Yeah, definitely. Right now we actually have what's those little things called?
Lollipop?
Dip and Dots.
Oh,
Dip
Oh,
and
Dip and
Dots are
Dots,
really- for
yeah.
the kids. We have it. But one of my favorite desserts has got to be crepe Suzette.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I said, when's the last time where could you find crepe Suzettes anywhere?
and the
You
old
call
Staples.
me.
Well, yeah, but I can't
I'm
imagine.
sure he makes a mean one.
I can't imagine anywhere we
I,
could go.
I like crepes that 200% more than souffle.
Really?
Yeah, me too.
Souffle, well, it's okay.
Souffle's a show,
Yeah.
but yeah, crepe Suzette's is like
Really?
But in the past, restaurants, especially steakhouse, used to do banana
Flambe.
toaster or flambe. You know, and that's
Nobody does flames anywhere.
No.
Aren't
the
they
fire
afraid?
codes.
Fire
and
codes. I'm
stuff,
going to
you
say they're
know.
afraid to start anything on fire anymore. Here.
That's right.
But this surprised me because I thought souffle was the ultimate thing at a French restaurant. You had to order it before because it took 30 minutes to make and stuff here, and it is a showy piece, and it's hard.
Yeah, for the past, you know, I went at the brasserie at
Right.
in Fashion. We had souffle,
Yeah.
Romagné souffle, chocolate
Chocolate souffles, yeah.
and you know, but you know,
But nobody's doing that anymore.
we tweak it to make sure the things stay up.
I didn't collapse.
So we tune up the recipe to make sure.
Oh, I know. You cheated a little bit
Yeah,
just to make
because
it
as soon as
stand
you
up.
put your spoon,
And it collapses. Yeah, right.
Or if the server's too long getting to
Yeah.
the table.
Yeah, exactly.
But I like a good crepe to that table side.
Yeah,
It's fantastic.
That seems so simple. That does
it
seem
is pretty simple,
It's
but
very simple. It's sugar, orange juice,
Grand Marnier.
Grand Marnier, flambe, bam, on Butler.
So what would we, as we're coming to the end here, if I've never been, somebody who's never been over to the Waterfront Hilton, shame on you, first of all. Shame on me, because I don't think I've ever eaten there. I don't think I have ever eaten there. Again, I thought it was a resort for those staying there. I didn't think of it as a resource for the local community. So I'm going to go try something here. And Cabo Wabo, I'm familiar with that. But what should you try? What's the standout thing?
Go to Henry's.
Go to yes, Henry's. We have Cote de Boeuf at Henry's for two.
I don't
like
even
it.
know what that is. What is that?
Cote de Boeuf is like a T-bone, but it's a large T-bone. It's cut into the rack on the bone. So you have the whole loin, and then on the other side you have the little petit filet. So that's a
okay.
Cote de Boeuf.
Yeah. So that's a popular one. Right now we have branzino on the menu as well. So.
I don't know what that is
That's
either.
popular.
What's branzino?
That's the most popular fish with a good size, and I don't know now the farm raised, but the original ones were Italian, and usually grilled or roasted, and most of the time they carve it table side.
Wow, they carved the fish table
In
side.
French, is that loup de mer or no?
It's very
Or
similar to
dorade?
the
It's not dorade.
No,
because
loup
dorade-
de mer, because it's
Loup
a
de mer.
long thing, like a mullet.
I worked in Montreal for 6 years, so again, that was all French food as well. Like some of the best food in North America.
Have some amazing brasseries, and then
Montreal is France. If you just
Yeah.
time warp. Minute you walk in, they're speaking French. It is French. It's not a.
and it's actually a booming restaurant creativity there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of young chefs, a lot of pastry chefs, and they actually have a great ingredient, good farming there in Canada.
Well,
Yeah,
apparently
definitely.
there's a lot of great chefs right down the place, all gathered at one spot called the Hilton
Hilton, yes.
Hilton.
Hyatt Waterfront Resort. Website? How do they find you? How do they learn about what the different restaurants are and what's available?
Waterfrontresort.com.
Okay, all right. And they asked for you. They asked for the executive chef. Are you out front? Or are you hiding all the time? I would
No,
picture-
because there's two towers. One was built 36 years ago, and then
Yeah.
the other one was built 2017, 18. So there's two different kitchens. So I'm walking in between the
no
two.
way.
Well, there's
okay.
more because even if you got to go upstairs, so
Oh, that's
I'm
your,
walking
that's
back
your
and forth.
jogging part. You know?
Yes.
Well, I picture the executive chef as somebody you never see. He's the producer of the movie or the play. He's the one that you don't
Yeah.
see behind the scenes.
He's a maestro.
He's not maestro. He's not walking the floor or on the
Yeah.
line or whatever here.
I have a great team, and they do a lot of good work. So they make me look good.
So you move on from the French way to be more army style, but you still have a brigade.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
And so thank you very much.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you.
This was
Special.
really
A
fun.
rare opportunity to hear from somebody who's running one of the rare, highlight huge properties here in Orange County. And the first to admit, I haven't sampled enough of what you got to go there.
And yeah, let's insist on that. Locals need to go to hotel and resorts.
Absolutely. And somehow I think, you think of it as a chain. I guess it's not, it's a franchise, but you think of it as, I'm more likely to go to a little mom and pop Pascal's than I am to Henry's, even though it might have the same type of feeling and flavor to it. But I think of it in a big resort. Somehow I think it's not going to be.
And it doesn't have to be big resort too. Montage is not a big resort,
Right.
but
I don't go to the Montage very often. I don't
but
know
they
why.
have great restaurants.
Yeah, I know they
Great
do.
dining, surf and sand, amazing. The pantry,
The Pendry, we talked about it. I still have yet to go over and try some of the different things they
so
have there.
more and more high-end hotels have public cuisine, restaurant dining open.
For the community, not just for their
Yeah, exactly.
collection of guests here.
Talking about pantry, do you have a private or VIP club at the hotel?
I don't think so.
No,
That's the
no.
Pendry's really trying to be unique about
Yeah.
that. That's
Yeah.
really unique.
They do have. Pendry does have one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have
Oh,
a
okay.
private club. So imagine a public or a hotel you would think would be, I'm staying there. I don't want people traipsing through, going to a nightclub or a private club here or something. You would think that would detract from the resort, laid back, escape from the world feeling that most resorts try to convey here. And yet they do. I think that's what makes them unique in doing that.
Maybe you have DJ night too at the bar, no? At the hotel?
At Henry's? He was saying,
in Henry's.
Anyways?
well, the W Hotel does it in the lobbies. They put them in the lobby and stuff.
Well, we have DJs at the pools on the weekends and stuff like that, and then Henry's does kind of cool vibe music.
Good.
DJ.
Good. People like music. People like entertainment.
Yeah. To build an ambiance, some atmosphere and stuff.
Well, it sounds like it's the cool place to go, and I got to definitely check it out here. Okay, the Waterfront. What was the website again?
So it's waterfrontresort.com.
Waterfrontresort.com. Thank you for coming by and
thank you
checking
very
it out
much.
here.
Thank you, Chef.
Fascinating
Pascal.
conversation here.
Thank you.
Well, we could go all night with this here. I'm telling you, lots to talk about here. A property that maybe is worth looking at again here. Maybe you haven't seen it in its full glory. I'm certainly one of those. So close. Why not? All that and more as we explore what's happening behind the kitchen doors right here in Orange County, on Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio, streaming live from our studios here at the University of California, Irvine's Beale Applied Innovation Center.